Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Movers and Shakers, making shift happen. Thank you for joining us from your home offices and your couches. And, I know for a lot of you, those are the same thing. And certainly we have been seeing a lot of shift happen here over the last several months. But St. Louis is resilient, and we're going to get through this together, stronger as a result. That is for sure. Tonight's virtual gala is a celebration of the work and progress to improve walking, biking, and the use of transit throughout the St. Louis region. My name is Nate Johnson. I'm a member of the Trailnet board, and I'll be your MC for this evening. We've got an exciting evening of plenty of important updates, as well as our musical performance by St. Louis singer, songwriter, poet, and composer Tonina. At the end of the evening, the drawing for our e-cargo bike raffle, as well as more opportunities for you to support our work, will be here. Most of all, this evening is about you, the people and partners who support Trailnet and its mission to make the St. Louis community better for walking, biking, and the use of transit. Before we begin, I've got just a few housekeeping notes for you. We're streaming this gala live on YouTube, and as you can see, there's a comment section. This is where you'll be able to leave comments for the Trailnet team, interact with other guests, and let us know if you're having any technical issues. Right now, I'd like to ask everyone to take a quick second to chime in and let us know who's watching. Please take a moment to type your name and let us know you're here. Likewise, if you're from one of our business sponsors or a table host, make a quick post to let your guests and friends know that you're all here. We'll be returning to the comments section and asking folks to share favorite memories or give other input throughout the evening. So feel free to connect with your friends and acquaintances. We're going to have a great time tonight. Trailnet staff members will be keeping an eye on the comments and chiming in to help you throughout the evening. Normally, in galas in the past, I take this moment to let you know about where the restrooms are or where you can go grab a drink and refreshments. However, tonight's a little different, as you know, since you're probably joining us from home. Hopefully, you know where all those things are. If you do have any technical difficulties, first try refreshing your browser. If that doesn't work, go back to your email and follow the link again. You can also email membership@trailnet.org if you're having any other questions or any other technical issues or issues at all. Or if you've got that check for $1 million in your pocket just burning a hole, feel free to call me directly. We can make sure to put it to good use. We also have some important links in the video description just below the video window. So please grab a snack, grab a refreshment, and of course, make yourselves at home. I want to share a quick snapshot of this evening's program. First, we'll begin with a message from Cindy Mense, Trailnet's amazing CEO, followed by a few videos from some of our partners. We'll have a performance by our musical guest, Tonina, and at 7:30, we'll be closing the sales for the e-cargo bike raffle, so don't miss out. Following that, we also have a project update from Trailnet's policy director, Taylor March, and more information on ways to help. We'll have some more music from Tonina before we draw the winner of the bike raffle. Throughout the evening, I'll be asking you to share and comment in the chat, so keep an eye out for that. Before I pass things over to Cindy, I want to thank each of you for joining us tonight, but more importantly, I want to thank you for your support of Trailnet. I hope that you have a great evening, and please join me in welcoming to the stream Trailnet CEO, Cindy Mense.
Hi, Nate. Thanks, Nate. I also want to thank you for being on our board. I want to thank all of the Trailnet board members joining us tonight. Welcome to everyone, and thanks for joining us in this new virtual gala. Whether you're a longtime member, a community partner, a volunteer, or if this is your first time coming to a Trailnet event, I'm so glad you could join us to celebrate your impact and our efforts to make shift happen. When I say make shift happen, we mean increased access to safe biking and walking. This benefits the health of individual and the community. By joining us, supporting our work, or simply cutting back on car trips, you are making shift happen. Wow, what a year 2020 is turning out to be. It's been a year filled with challenges and changes. And this pandemic has drastically changed so much of our lives and our world. We want to acknowledge the deep, significant impact on our lives, families, and communities. For our work, it has changed the way we communicate and connect with each other. Behind the scenes at Trailnet, we carefully consider how to adjust while facing new challenges each month. To get through this, we lean on our partners and each other to find a new way forward. Together, we began to respond to the health recommendations for keeping people safe. We discovered that being outside and outdoors could offer a refuge from the spread of the virus. Our parks responded by closing off streets and making room for people. It turns out that making streets safer for all would become even more relevant to improving our quality of life during the pandemic. Many of you joined us as we tested out new ways to get people moving. Whether you joined us for a self-guided community rides, virtual education, DIY rides, and socially distanced bike safety rodeos. Your support and partnership made these changes on the fly possible. Thank you. Your participation and feedback is helping us plan for 2021. While we've been adapting to these changes, our on-the-ground projects are going forward. And amid these challenges, we would navigate this year. Our goal to make St. Louis safer for walking and biking has continued to be a high priority, and our partners have been committed too, giving us the momentum we need to make shift happen. One of those partners is here to welcome us tonight. Ron Kruszewski is the chairman of the board and chief executive officer at Stifel Financial Corp. Stifel started out in the heart of St. Louis over 125 years ago, and tonight they are our presenting sponsor. So here to welcome us is Stifel's CEO, Ron Kruszewski.
Hi, I'm Ron Kruszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel. We couldn't be more excited to be the presenting sponsor of this year's Trailnet Movers and Shakers Gala. Trailnet's vision is to make St. Louis one of the healthiest, most active, and most connected regions in the country by 2030. While that's only 10 years away, they're well on their way toward that goal. You can see the results of their hard work all over town. We're proud to support an organization that does so much to make our community a more vibrant and desirable place to live for people from all walks of life. So on behalf of my colleagues at Stifel, thank you for helping make shift happen.
Thank you, Ron. Well, Ron and Stifel have been following our progress on the vision we launched with our Connecting St. Louis plan in 2016. Since the plan was finalized in 2019, Trailnet has continued to lead the effort, educating leaders and helping the public to advocate for seamless network for walking and biking. A network that will fill in the missing pieces of connectivity and help people from neighborhoods north and south safely connect into areas of strength and opportunity. For more information on the plan and the numerous partners and sponsors, go to our website at trailnet.org. Many who work with us on this plan are joining us tonight. Let us know in the comments if you're here tonight. So we set a goal to begin implementation within 5 years, and we were 1 year ahead of schedule. And in this time, much has happened. The plan did not sit on the shelves. We have our first corridor funded and heading toward construction. We did this by removing barriers, finding gap funding to keep the project moving, securing aldermanic support, and building public support. Then we helped the city secure matching funds from Jason Hall at Arch to Park, and also connected with local foundations. So now the city has its first corridor funded. The Tower Grove to Cortex connector has secured federal funding, and this will be the first facility of its time. And there's more. Trailnet collaborated with the city to apply for federal funding for Tucker Boulevard, an essential downtown connection. The funding notifications will come out later this year, so fingers crossed we're getting the second corridor off the ground of a two-way protected cycle track. Trailnet has continued to organize community ideas around connectivity and let you know when there are opportunities to incorporate the vision for connecting St. Louis into additional plans. Great Rivers Greenway and Trailnet have been working to streamline our efforts and include our route recommendations and connections into the framework of the Brick Line Greenway. Working together, these important connections will complement this ambitious Greenway project. We're also working with St. Louis County to help them prioritize equity in their transportation plans. We're helping them create the St. Louis Action Plan for Walking and Biking. This is a project that will connect the county with a network of bike and pedestrian upgrades. And finally, Trailnet is excited to see Grants Trail continue to develop under St. Louis County and Great River Greenway's stewardship. Grants Trail is now connected with the Gravois Greenway and the River to Pear Greenway, expanding what we established in 1994. Our initial 6 miles continues to grow and thrive with Great Rivers Greenway's stewardship and the support of your tax dollars. So the secret to making shift happen is being there, even when the money's not there. When there's no government funding, we're there to plan, to write grant applications, and to help find gap funding. And we are there because of our supporters. In the last 3 years, we've helped bring $7.8 million of additional investment into healthy transportation projects. We use your support to leverage funding for the essential infrastructure that will make the streets safer for all. So that's $7.8 million for calm street installations, new protected bikeways, traffic circles, and other safety improvements in the region. Your support allows us to jump on opportunities and keep the public and political will strong. So through COVID, we've increasingly understood the value of our work with neighborhoods. So we've helped neighborhoods like the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood and the Ville make plans, and organize for physical measures that will make the streets more calm and comfortable place to be, no matter how people get around. And in Clayton, we're helping them improve their complete streets policy to help coordinate routine street maintenance and updates and consider the needs of all road users. With COVID, people stay close to home, so neighborhood safety is all more important. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And now, I would like to show off our raffle bike. Bill Sauerwein from Pedigo Bikes delivered it, and we're excited to give it away. Let me turn the camera. And there it is. So that is the Pedigo Stretch bike. So it's a cargo bike. You can put your kids on the back. It has a battery that's 500 watts, and it will travel 68 miles on that charge, and it can carry 400 pounds. So it's a very exciting bike. We'll stop selling tickets at 7:30, and there's a link in the description to buy a last-minute ticket. We're also selling a special Gala Edition Trailnet bike jersey. These were included in your VIP tickets, but if you didn't buy one or purchase an extra, if you'd like to buy one, you can purchase an extra. There'll be an email tomorrow with the link. So if you purchase a VIP ticket or you're part of a sponsor table, you receive a coupon code in the mail tomorrow, and you'll be able to choose your size and get just the right fit. With all that, I'm going to give it back over to you, Nate.
Thanks, Cindy. That's amazing. I mean, the work that Trailnet is doing is phenomenal. I mean, I tell you, St. Louis is better thanks to all the things that, you heard what Cindy said with, she discussed it. She sort of rattled off just a few of the wonderful things that Trailnet is doing to help make St. Louis a better place to walk, bike, and take advantage of public transportation, which is phenomenal. So we now want to celebrate some more work with one of our community partners. Since 2013, Trailnet has worked with the Froebel Literacy Academy to improve safety for kids walking to school. Froebel and the surrounding neighborhood has one of the highest concentrations of school-age children in the city, and over a third of the kids walked to school every day. Trailnet staff and volunteers worked with the school's student-driven leadership development program, the school's staff, and St. Louis city government to study traffic speeding in the neighborhood, as well as to start improving safety. Beginning with the walking school bus program, we've expanded our work to direct bike education for students and recent concrete safety improvements. Trailnet has supported the students, staff, and the broader community through this work. So here's more from Mr. Von Smith at Froebel.
Each of these streets have stop signs, but there's also a speed limit, which was like 15. And when we actually created our data, we were noticing there were cars doing 45. My name is Mr. Smith. I'm the Family and Community Specialist here. Before we created this partnership with Trailnet, our leadership development project, we were noticing the dangerous ways that our kids were leaving their home and getting to our school. Our leadership development project is based on 4th and 5th grade students from last year. And the focus is on communication, volunteering, collaboration, and decision making, which we have created this opportunity that with everything else they're learning, there's 4 skills, and we feel as though if they can master these skills, they'll be able to be leaders in whatever part of society they venture off into. And so each time that we met, we were able to put those 4 skills as the primary focal point of what we were doing, and then it became safety. And Trailnet, actually, that's part of what they specialize in creating pedestrian safety. So it was like a marriage. We were able to first get a speed bump, and that was our initial victory, our initial success story. Simply, our kids need more. The speed bump was a great initial answer to helping us get our kids from point A to point B, but we noticed on each corner that there could be an addition. If you guys put a cement block or something, that caused parents not to run through, do the speed, roll, stop. But notice there are kids on the corners that are trying to get across from this part of Nebraska to the other part. It caused parents to have conversations. And it gave us great joy to say your kids from our leadership development project actually created this study, and they actually have evidence that there were people who were putting them in danger. So it's been a huge improvement. It's been a more effective partnership. All of our kids deserve the same amount of protection. And I think that's what having a partnership with Trailnet has caused us to benefit. We're a beneficiary of that.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Smith. And thank you to St. Louis Public Schools for sharing this story. That's really the work that Trailnet looks to do, is create partnerships and really connect communities. The engagement work and the safety improvements at Froebel is just one example of Trailnet's long-term work with community partners to develop safe solutions that can be a template for other schools and neighborhoods. Trailnet's committed relationship with Froebel is thanks to the donations of Trailnet's members and supporters. So again, thank you for all of your help. I want to thank and remind everyone that the last chance to purchase a bike raffle ticket is at 7:30. There are only a handful of tickets left, and there's a link to buy additional tickets, which is listed in the description of the video, and you'll also find it in your confirmation email. We'd like to share another partner story from Dutchtown and the Louisiana Calm Streets Project. Starting in the spring of 2021, the city of St. Louis will break ground on the first Calm Streets project. This 1-mile stretch of street upgrades and crosswalk improvements will slow traffic and improve safety for people walking and biking. Wendy Campbell was one of the Calm Streets community liaisons and a longtime partner in the community. So let's hear a quick word from Wendy and the neighborhood.
I was a part of the beginning. And it's great. It's great to see. It really is, just to see the transformation and just to see more bikers and walkers and even skaters and scooters. To see that, I feel good when I see that. And my kids, Nia and Naeem, they were like maybe 12 and 7. I was telling them, I'm like, pay attention. I said, because you're going to start seeing more and more people bike and skate and even scoot. You're going to see that transformation, and to know that you were a part of that. Because, I had my kids involved in it. Whatever I'm involved in, they are involved in it, because they're going to grow up and live in their own places, and I want them to be community activists and involved. So I was just getting their minds ready for the change. And that was about 5 or 6 years ago. About 5 or 6 years ago. My name is Wendy Campbell. So one of the things we had to do was gauge the community, talk to the community, set up meetings, and tell the people about what's about to happen, and have them to come out to the meetings and explain to them what Calm Street infrastructure is, and what pop-up demonstrations are, and how they can affect the traffic, calm the traffic down, so that people can feel comfortable walking and biking. So the process was, it was a lot of fun, because I'm a people person. And so just talking to the people, and I think around that time, 2014, we were doing the pop-up demonstrations, and Trailnet sent some community champions, some city staff, and all the people to Portland to study their safe street infrastructure. Portland had been doing street calming for years, like maybe 30 years. And so for us to be in the trenches, to be there experiencing it, it gave us a better handle on how to bring that information back to St. Louis when we have our meetings and talk to people about the benefits of it, because we were doing it. We were in Portland, we were utilizing the lanes, and the people, the drivers, were so polite. They see you on your bike, they're giving you the right of way. So it was really encouraging and enlightening to see that, because we want that here in St. Louis. What was most important to me was talking to the people and letting them know the benefits that this will bring, because here in St. Louis, we drive a lot, and a lot of people don't bike. They do now. More people bike now than say just 4 or 5 years ago, but prior to that, no. And so being a single mom at the time, just talking to other moms and families about the benefits of, you'll be able to, ride your bike with your children in this safe zone, or even if you're by yourself, you're safer. You have your own lane now. And some of the infrastructure, I think, has dividers, so people feel a little more safe. So just letting the people know this is what's coming. So it is really, it's really cool to see the change. It really is, because I pay attention to it.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Amazing. And as Ann and Gary said in the chat, Wendy is a great advocate in the community. We're so lucky to have her in St. Louis. So yeah, let's keep those comments coming. And if you've noticed that in the past few months that you've been walking more in the neighborhood and maybe riding your bike a little bit more, and maybe you saw the need for some more traffic calming in other parts of the region as well, chime in the comments. Let us know about that. Now, I'd like to introduce tonight's musical guest. Tonina, the queen of the future, is St. Louis-based vocalist Tonina. Yes, she is a composer. She is a journalist. She's a poet. I mean, just amazing, amazing talent, all here from St. Louis. And her work artfully blends styles such as genres and languages. And of course, we're thrilled to have her. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Tonina.
Mi voto e mi rivotu sospirando. Passo l'innotte intera senza sonno. E gli pizzici do io più temprano. Passo l'innotte interi sino a giorno, pizziano un po' su ora che dormirì, pace non ha vecchio, sta freddo a cuore. Lo sai quando caro taglio lasciare, quando la vita mia finisce morire. Lo sai quando caro taglio lasciare, quando la vita mia finisce morire. Mi porto e mi riotto sospirando, ma sole notti interi senza sonno. Grazie. Thank you. What's up, everybody? I am Tonina. Thank you so much to Trailnet for having me here at the Movers and Shakers Gala. Thank you to everyone for your support of Trailnet, making our streets safer and more accessible for everyone in our community. Thank you.
Whew, wow. Thank you, Tonina. Okay, everyone. All right, please be seated. Please be seated. I know that was an amazing performance. And you can find her work on Spotify. She's also on Instagram and Twitter as @IamTonina. And her website is iamtonina.com. And we'll be hearing 2 more songs from her this evening, so stay tuned. And we would also like to thank Outreach Studios for donating their space and staff time to film this performance, and to Cool Fire Studios for editing and production assistance. I'd now like to introduce Taylor March, Trailnet's Policy Director, for some exciting updates on Trailnet's policy and planning work in St. Louis and across the strait. Let's welcome Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Taylor. This year, the Cortex Tower Grove Connector project, a key recommendation of connecting St. Louis, cleared an important hurdle towards construction. The project was awarded $5.59 million in federal construction funding. This was the second highest award in the past 16 years for the city of St. Louis for this type of federal funding, aimed at improving air quality and cutting traffic congestion. Part of the success was the overwhelming support from the community, thanks to everyone who weighed in with public comments on the project. Out of 97 project applications across 8 counties, this protected bike lane and crosswalk improvement project accounted for more than 92% of all public comments, with over 250 people adding their voice of support. If you're one of the folks that chimed in, thank you. Your action and commitment to safer infrastructure helped make this project a reality. This vital connection is already one of the busiest bike routes in the region, and these safety updates will create dedicated, protected space for people who walk, bike, and be a template for a future project. This project will construct a 2.2-mile protected bike lane from Magnolia at Tower Grove Park to Sarah and Vandeventer, just a few blocks south of the Cortex Metrolink station and the existing Brickline Greenway segment. The plan includes high visibility crosswalk updates and a new signalized pedestrian and bike crossing at Sarah to cross Vandeventer. The project will go into design in the next few months for many of the fine-grained details to get ironed out, and we should see construction begin in 2023, likely to be completed in 2024. As with all our work, this doesn't happen alone, and we owe an enormous thanks to all our committed partners, including the City of St. Louis and Arch to Park. Of course, during the pandemic, work has changed, and our advocacy work is no different. We've doubled down on coalition building, grassroots organizing, and virtual meetings with legislators. A recent study during the pandemic shows that while people are driving less, speeding is up 27%, and phone use while driving has risen 38%. The need for safety and separation on our streets has increased, and Missouri is being left behind as one of only 2 states or U.S. territories without a law against texting while driving for adults. With our newly formed statewide advocacy group, Missourians for Responsible Transportation, comprised of leadership from Bike Walk KC, PedNet, Ozark Greenways, and Trailnet, all working together to find areas of policy need and alignment at the state capitol, we started looking more at why Missouri is lagging behind and how we could help change that. We formed a statewide coalition focused on getting hands-free legislation in Missouri across the finish line. Sorry about my daughter there. While we still have a ways to go, the progress we've made in building a coalition around this issue is exciting. Beginning at the end of March, we started to pull together a coalition of folks to meet monthly on strategies for getting hands-free legislation across the finish line in 2021. Our coalition has continued to grow and now includes state officials, victims, families, and survivors, healthy transportation advocates, and law enforcement. Together with all our partners, we're organizing to advance hands-free legislation and make the streets of Missouri safer for everyone. We're thrilled by the progress so far, and even more excited about the relationships that are being formed across the aisle to push these issues forward. We couldn't do this kind of work without you and without your support. So thank you for helping support our advocacy work at Trailnet.
Thanks, Taylor. Man, I'll tell you, as you could see, there's some amazing work being done by Trailnet, and not just Trailnet alone. As Taylor said, it's through coalitions and partnerships that the good work gets done to sort of move the ball forward in creating more safe communities for biking, walking, and public transportation. So it is certainly up to your support, and thanks to your support that we are able to do this amazing work in our community. So now I would like to welcome back Trailnet CEO, Cindy Mense. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Nate. Thanks so much. So, Nate, you know, as a realtor, you probably are feeling some of the impact of Trailnet's work. What are some things that you're seeing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have the great opportunity to help people here in St. Louis achieve their real estate goals, buying and selling homes. But I'm traveling all over the country. Well, not so much right now, traveling via Zoom, talking with realtors about smart growth initiatives and how do we create communities that we'll be proud of for our children and their grandchildren. And one of the things that I see constantly is that this creative class, our younger millennials, our Generation Z, they're looking for places that are accessible for walking, safe biking, and public transportation. All of those things are critically important for the economic viability of our region. So I'm excited to be a member of Trailnet's board of directors to work to create these economic development outcomes here in St. Louis, because at the end of the day, it benefits all of us. Certainly, as a realtor, it helps make my job easier.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot too. We started tabling at Tower Grove Farmers Market, and the majority of the people that would stop by our table included people that were new to the area and had just moved here and were really looking to be able to walk and bike to different destinations, living there in that part of St. Louis. And so really excited to see how people are really starting to value how important it is to be able to walk and bike and have access to public transit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I know I keep saying it, but it is thanks to the donations. Actually, not the donations, the investments that everybody here on this Zoom call, on this in this virtual gala has made to make the work possible that Trailnet does. So Cindy, I mean, Trailnet's unique. So what do you think is unique, really about the role that Trailnet plays in the community? It's a little bit different than everybody else.
Yeah, our role is really, we kind of get there in the middle. We serve as kind of this broker between communities and their elected officials and government. And we really try and help communities understand how they might be able to solve the problems that they have on their streets if they don't feel safe and they can't safely walk and bike to their destinations. So we equip them with the tools to be able to advocate for the type of infrastructure that will help them. And then on the flip side, we're there to help city government. So we partner with them to help them writing grant applications and to help them find the funding to put in this type of infrastructure, because as we know, our city budgets, especially during COVID, are stressed out. And so we try and help that way.
Yeah, so it's really about connectivity, working to connect, people with their community and interconnecting the community as a whole. That's that's phenomenal. That's why I'm proud to be a member and love to support the work that Trailnet does. I think one of the ways that I got involved with Trailnet was, with the community rides and, with some of the advocacy work that was being done, over the years. So, how did the community rides get started? I mean, I'll tell you, let me just share this with you, Cindy. I use some of the work that Trailnet does. I send out an e-letter every month to bunch of people telling people, just a few things going on in St. Louis. And Trailnet's community rides are one of the things that I'm always highlighting, because it's a great way for people to get out there and get to know the neighborhoods all across St. Louis. So tell me a little about those.
Well, we started to focus on doing community rides. These are rides that are 10 to 12 miles, and they're located primarily in the city. And we really wanted to take advantage of the fact that, the city streets are overbuilt. They're built for a city of 1 million people. And on a good day, we have about a third of that in St. Louis. And so there really is space to be able to bike from place to place. And if we could show people how to get to these really great amenities in St. Louis, Botanical Garden, Forest Park, Tower Grove Park, downtown, the Arch, if we can show people how to get there safely on bike and what those different streets are and to help connect them, we can build their confidence in biking around St. Louis and really give them an opportunity to get from A to B without having to get in their car. And we love St. Louis, and we want to highlight what's great about St. Louis. So the rides have, they've evolved from rides about, going to your favorite coffee shops or bakeries to partnering with the Missouri History Museum and the Missouri Humanities Council to really highlight the art, architecture, history of St. Louis, partnering with the LGBTQ History Project, and also with the History Museum and For the Ville to do Juneteenth rides, just to help people learn while they're on two wheels.
Yes, yeah. St. Louis has such phenomenal history and beautiful historic architecture. It's the envy of lots of places all over the country, that is for sure. And it's very conducive for walking and biking, and and Trailnet has really worked to make that more so, because what we know is that our communities have healthier outcomes as a result of getting out and getting active. So it's really important that we make St. Louis more of a model for that type of behavior, for that safe walking, safe biking, and utilizing public transportation, certainly. So Trailnet's been around a while, and I'll tell you, it's interesting that I was thinking about, and you and I talked about this earlier. The National Association of Realtors recently put out a community transportation preference survey. And one of the things that I found fascinating about that, because they did a study in February, they did the survey, and then COVID hit, of course, and they redid the survey in July, right in the meat of that, to sort of see how those preferences may have changed. And one of the things that I found fascinating was a very high preference for biking with Generation X and older generations. So our Generation X, as well as our boomers and silent generation even. So that's phenomenal. So that really helps that helps with the work that Trailnet's doing there's a great opportunity, through this crisis, to make sure that people are more aware of the work that Trailnet's doing to make it more safe for people to take to the streets on their bikes and sort of on their feet, so to speak. But I was thinking about the history of Trailnet. Trailnet's been around for a long time. Tell us a little bit about the history of Trailnet.
Yeah. Well, earlier I talked about the work we've been doing this year, but in the past few years, Trailnet, we've been around for 32 years. And we've been advancing our mission to improve mobility across the region. So helping people to use core transportation and helping communities to plan to be more connected by having bicycle pedestrian master plans and having policies to support that. In the first days, we created some of the first trails in the region. So I've already mentioned Grants Trail, but the Riverfront Trail and Old Chain of Rocks Bridge, which provided the first pedestrian and bicycle connection onto the Illinois side. We also advocated for the start of a tax district to fund building the trails. And so through that project, the creation of Great Rivers Greenway and the Metro East Parks and Recreation District began. And Trailnet really kind of pivoted to focusing on advocacy and making sure that we have policies that were going to support more walking and biking and support traffic calming. And also helping to make it safer for vulnerable users. We also have spent time working with schools, getting kids, adults to practice safe biking and helping folks shift their commutes. So overall this time, it's been the support of members and individuals and everyone on this call who have made this possible. Every group ride that you go on, every year of membership, every event that you attend. We count those numbers and we represent this constituency that people know that the elected officials and governments know that if Trailnet has, the support behind us, that we can really make an impact. So we rely on you and your support now more than ever to keep this work going.
Indeed. So right now, we're asking for your support again. Yes, if you want to see a region where kids can safely walk to school, where neighborhood streets are safer and calmer, where our cities are built to attract and retain talent, where our transportation system promotes the health of individuals, the community, and the climate, and where community voices are elevated. If you want to see a community better connected for people walking, biking, and using transit, we really want your support. We really need your support. We need your investment here tonight. So if you can make a gift of $100, $50 even, we can continue to make our vision and mission a reality. So there's a link to donate in the video description, or in a new window, just type in trailnet.org and click donate.
Yeah. Remember, your gift, no matter what the size is going to make a difference, helping us to connect the community, improve the quality of life, and support our region. Trailnet is ready to go to bat to make this vision happen. So once again, click the donation link or visit trailnet.org and click donate.
Indeed. All right. Thank you so much, Cindy. Now I would like to, I'd like to introduce Tonina. However, I know that you may need to go and grab your wallet or your purse. I know that if I were at home, I might be in my sweatpants and it would be in a different home. In fact, I might be in my sweatpants now. But anyhow, if you could grab your wallet, grab your purse, and take a minute to make a donation, make an investment in Trailnet. And while we do that, let's hear another song from Tonina. And afterwards, we'll draw for the winner of the Pedigo Stretch electric cargo bike.
Great.
Please welcome back Tonina.
You were made for me, not for me. The way you knocked me by your bedroom door, the way you looked and made me sore. When I came back and you said I looked like a changed girl, and I said, how'd you come back a changed man? You got me mistaken for someone who wasn't making you happy. Don't think about coming to my bed. I meant every word I said. Didn't occur to me that I wasn't making you happy. I wasn't making you happy now. Something that I was missing. I didn't listen to myself. How could I forget where I came from? You had me mistaken for someone who wasn't making you happy. Don't think about coming to my bed. I meant every word I said. Didn't occur to me that I wasn't making you happy. I wasn't making you happy now.
All right. Wow. That's great. That was great. Thank you again, Tonina, Outreach Studios and Cool Fire Studios for making the performance possible. Now it's the time that you've all been waiting for. It's time to draw for the 2020 Bike Raffle winner. Thank you to Lotzi and Rick Holton in Pedigo, St. Louis for supporting this fundraising opportunity. Most of all, thanks to everyone who purchased ticket and who's with us tonight, and you helped us raise over $9,000 to support our mission and vision. Now, Cindy, with the help of Gabby Burbridge, our membership coordinator, will draw for the winner. Drum roll, something.
Oh, wait, I see. Okay. And the winner is John Sweet.
Yay, all right.
John. Okay, great. All right. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight and supporting Trailnet and for helping us make Shift happen. I also want to thank all of our gala sponsors, particularly Stifel, as well as our host committee, community partners, members, Peloton Society members, and everyone who's helped us out to make tonight successful.
Thanks, Cindy. And thanks again to everyone for joining us tonight. We really, really appreciate you staying with us through this new and different format. You're definitely working to make shift happen. So we hope that everyone stays safe and healthy, and we look forward to seeing you all together in person soon. So to close out the evening, we've got one last performance from Tonina. So thanks again, and please get home safe. Well, you know what I mean. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Your scars will talk. What good will it do to us then? Afraid to even touch them. Why, God, did you give me such luck? I'm watching you watch me. You look in my eye and see nothing. Everything is what I dealt. How true is your truth? But what's next? A tug on my bottom lip. I bet I'll have to get used to it. I'm scolded even if I cry a bit. My wounds better heal up quick, heal up quick. Yeah, yeah. Mercy is what they call me, sitting on my throne of pity, wondering where it will get me. How true is my truth? How true is my truth? But what's next? Tug on my brown lip. By the hell have to get used to it. I'm scolded even if I cry a bit. My wounds better heal up quick. My wounds better heal up quick. My wound better heal up quick. Heal up quick. Yeah, yeah.